Charlie Munger, a well-known billionaire investor and vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, thinks that it's hardest to get the first $100,000, but he is not by himself. People who have gotten richer think this is true. And the same time is often said about making your first $1 million. Once you reach $120,000, the next one tends to come much faster. Before you know it, you have $220,000, $320,000, and $420,000. Then, once you reach $1 million, the second one is right around the corner and seems to take a fraction of the time as the first. This is good news for those of us who think our money isn't growing as quickly as we'd like. But why does it get easier? Let's look at why it takes so long making the first 100,000 is the hardest and talk about some things you can do to speed up the process and become rich years sooner. Hello everyone, welcome to Success Wisdom. In this video, we're going to talk about making the first 100,000 is the hardest, next is easy. If you're new to this channel, do like and subscribe to the channel. One problem that many people face is how to start investing. Investing can seem like a low priority, so it's often put off until later. Before you know it, you're scratching your head and trying to figure out how you'll ever be able to retire. How many of the people you know would invest if they had more money? They will invest when they start making more money. Saving you'll invest when you have more money is like saying you'll put wood on a fire as soon as it gets hot. Because you have too much money, you don't invest. When you invest, you want to make more money. Risk is also an often used reason. Most of us know a friend or co-worker who thinks investing is too risky, so they don't do it at all. As with many things in life, the hardest part is taking the first step. When the end seems so far away, it's easy to put off doing something until later. Making the first 100,000 is the hardest and you need to work more. This means that most of your money needs to come from your own pocket. Once your portfolio is big enough, compound interest starts to do amazing things. Even though the percentages of returns don't always go up, the dollar amounts of returns get much bigger. For example, a 10% return on a $6,000 investment in a 1 year is only $600, which isn't much. If you worked a few extra hours once in a while, you could easily make $600. When you look at it this way, it may not seem like much. The return on a $100,000 investment is 10%, which is $10,000. This is a good start toward replacing your salary when it reaches $1 million. A 10% annual return equals a $100,000 return. That's a lot of money, much more than many people make at their jobs, and it's exciting to see this huge growth. People say that when their portfolio is worth $100,000, they can really see how well their investments are doing. Once the snowball starts to move, it grows faster and faster. As your portfolio grows, it's very satisfying to see how far you've come, and that feeling of excitement can speed up the process. In other words, you'll start looking for ways to grow your portfolio faster because the rewards are so good. You could try to find ways to make more money so you can put more money into these investments. You could also look for ways to make more money so that the growth goes faster. You'll think twice before going out to eat and spending $120 in a couple of hours. When you realize how powerful compound interest is, you'll think more carefully about what you buy. This is because you know how much $120 will grow and pay you over and over again if you invest it, and it will be harder to give it up. For example, if you go out to eat and spend $120, that money is gone for good. If you had put that money into an investment, you could have made $10 the first year, $11 the next, and $12 the year after that. Even though $120 isn't a lot of money, it's the habit of saving $120 regularly in different ways that will add up. Before we continue to tackle why making the first 100,000 is the hardest, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. As you get richer, you have more choices, and this will become clearer and clearer when you have saved $100,000. You can do a lot of things that people who live from paycheck to paycheck can't. If you have the chance to take a job with a higher income or more room for growth, But the pay isn't steady. You can take the risk because you have enough savings. Your job might pay $60,000 per year, but an opportunity comes up that could pay $120,000 or more per year. But you can only take it on commission if you need that $6,000 paycheck. It's not smart to take this kind of risk. You might have always wanted to start a business, but never had the money or capital to do so. The new business could make you a lot of money, but if you can't start it, it will be a missed chance. Maybe a great opportunity comes up in the real estate market. You have the chance to buy a house for a lot less than it's worth on the market, but it's a big risk. If you have money saved up, you might be able to afford to take this risk. Even though it's not always best to cash out your investments, you have the option to do so if you need to or if a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity comes up. If someone only has a little bit of money saved, they can do nearly as much. In addition to the idea that when you have more money, you can take advantage of more opportunities. You can also invest with more risk. When you have extra money, you can be more risky with your investments if you see potential in a stock. If the investment doesn't work out, it won't be the end of the world. You'll still have other investments, we hope. A friend of yours might tell you about a chance to invest in a new business. If it doesn't work out, you won't go broke. If you don't have much money saved up, you can't invest in something like this. There are ways to speed up the process if you are still trying to reach the $100,000 mark. Since most of these funds will come from money you put in yourself, you must focus on saving more. This will be the best way to speed up the process so that you can save more every month. If you need to make more money, you could get a second job on the weekends or a couple of nights a week. The extra money you make could go straight into your savings. You might want to start a side business to make some extra money. Don't waste money on things you don't need. Do you really want to spend $100 on dinner out? Or would you rather save more money and save that $100 for a special occasion? Remember that you only have to keep an eye on pennies until you reach your goal and can relax a little. Stay away from big car payments for cars you don't need. This is the common reason making the first $100,000 is the hardest. Let alone $1 million. Once you know how to save and invest, it will be easier for you to just keep doing what you're doing. By the time you have a lot of money, you will be used to finding extra ways to make money and putting that money into savings. You'll also get used to being more careful about what you buy and really thinking about whether it's something you need or if it would be better to save the money. You'll also feel comfortable taking risks when investing through different market cycles, and you might even figure out how to use them to your advantage. Charlie Munger says that once you have $100,000 shares, you can ease up a bit. Even though the next milestone is the first million, it gets easier after that because most of your investments will likely come from compound interest rather than money you have to earn yourself. When you worry about how hard it is to increase your net worth, remember that it gets easier, more fun, and more worthwhile as time goes on. We've reached the end of another video and thank you for watching. I hope you have learned that making the first 100,000 is the hardest. If you like this video, do give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. Thank you and goodbye.